Hello, mortals! I am the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube, and this is a Get Ready With Me where I get into drag before I film videos. And we have Lori and Lynette and Cappuccino. Oh, thank you for saying hi quickly. No problems if you have to leave soon. Okay, so I got my base down. I always don't want to do like as strong of a cheek as I usually do, and I think I'm going to go lighter, and then every time it ends up heavy, but whatever. So I was thinking yesterday that I may not be able to film today because the internet was out almost throughout almost all of Las Vegas for like 12 hours, and I was like, oh, when is this going to end? But it came back last night, so I said, okay, at least I'll be able to film a video and go do my live stream. Britta's here, yay! So it was funny having the internet off, realizing just how dependent you are on everything for being connected. I mean, even reading, I was like on my Kindle, I finished a book, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I will just download another book. But of course I couldn't because the internet was gone. So I couldn't even get a new book. So, and we couldn't watch any movies or anything on TV. So I thought, okay, Dennis and I, my husband and I will go out on a date night, movie and dinner, that type of thing. So that's what we ended up doing. And the movie we saw, this is how you know you're getting old. I really wanted to see Batman. And there's another movie out with Sandra Bullock, and I like Sandra Bullock as an actor. I mean, I think I've liked her character, her portrayal of a character in every movie I've ever seen her in, even though I didn't like the movie. Anyway, she was in this movie called Lost City. And I think I saw a preview, maybe it was a Movie Bitches or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is Romancing the Stone. That movie from the 80s with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. And I love that movie. And I was like, oh, this is that type of movie. Romance author goes off on some adventure. And it wasn't good. It wasn't a bad movie, but I don't recommend that movie, especially if you're going to pay money. But the reason why I picked Lost City over Batman is because Lost City was 90 minutes long and Batman was 3 hours long. I was like, oh, I don't think I want to be in the theater for 3 hours. And when I was younger, that wouldn't even faze me. But now I'm like, it's a long time to be in a theater. Spineless. I don't know that book. Assuming it's a book. Actually, it was longer than 10 hours. It was for I think it was before I got up in the morning. So before 7 a.m. up through, it was almost 10 p.m. at night before it came back. Yeah. It's funny. You can't even download books. Yeah, it was a fun night, except the movie wasn't all that great, in my opinion. Dennis liked it. I was just like, eh. Because the jokes were old. It was kind of predictable. And the really annoying thing is the Sandra Bullock character. Yeah. Yes, Lynette. Look at movie. I was like, oh, 90 minutes. Perfect. The Sandra Bullock character was a real Mary Sue character. I mean, she was just so perfect. And her character flaw was that her husband died 5 years previously, and so she was sad, but which isn't really a character flaw. Whereas if you look at that Kathleen Turner Romancing the Stone movie, she had a lot of character flaws. Oh, and the biggest thing for me about the Lost City movie was her main lead was Channing Tatum, the Magic Mike guy. And okay, I think he's attractive. He's an attractive man, but I don't think he's very charismatic to me on the scene. And I didn't think there was any chemistry whatsoever between Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. And I think there was supposed to be, even though what Sandra Bullock's like 30 years older than he is, which is fine. But yeah, I don't. There was just no chemistry, and I just am not a big fan of Channing Tatum as an actor. And it's funny because there's a. I was like, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but after I'm talking about it, I don't know if you're going to see it. But there is some scenes with Brad Pitt. And when he's there with Sandra Bullock, it's like, oh my God, they have chemistry. I want to see that movie. I want to see the movie with Sandra Bullock and Brad Pitt. I don't want to see this other movie. So, oh, see, I would have done that. If I had internet, I would have watched Bridgerton. You haven't been in it? I kind of like going to the theater. I don't go very often, a couple times a year. But the last movie I saw before this one was Black Widow. And we saw it in IMAX 4D, which I had no idea what 4D was. It's like, okay, new experience, because with the 3D glasses and the 3D stuff. But 4D is these theaters where the chairs are on some sort of turbo lift. So at different times in the movie, it sort of throws you around. And I thought they were just going to like vibrate. But there were a few times where I thought I was going to get thrown out of the seat. You're like holding on and the seats are going crazy. And it was a lot of fun, but you kind of forget about what's happening on screen. You get so focused on your seat moving that you're actually missing the movie. So I don't know how much of a success that is. Which sibling? Oh, the Bridgerton. Yeah, there's that whole J.K. Rowling thing. I'll probably watch the Beasts of Grindelwald on HBO or something whenever it comes out. Okay, I got to get started on the eyes. So my idea this week is thought I was going to do a monocolor and maybe with pink, just a pink lid. So I'm going to do what I did last week and go with my face paints. And start with black. But yeah, watching the Lost City, I was getting nostalgic for Romancing the Stone and Kathleen Turner. I don't think she acts anymore because she has some type of chronic illness. But oh, that's way uneven. Oh well. Um, but I've always really liked her movies. I mean, Prizzi's Honor, which is a sort of mob movie with uh, Jack Nicholson and Angelica Houston. Hmm, where am I going? Where am I going? It's really a fantastic dark, dark comedy. Oh, my favorite Kathleen Turner movie is Peggy Sue Got Married. That is where she hits her head and she wakes up and she's back in high school. And it's kind of funny because I don't know how old she was when she played that movie. Because in the movie, she had teenage kids. So she must have been 40 or in her late 30s. But and the other actors were young actors that could play teenagers, but they just aged them with makeup uh, for when they flash back to high school, except for Kathleen Turner, who looks, I mean, she looked like she could have been a high school kid, even though she was older. What am I doing? Okay, just. So, reading wise, I actually started reading my Shelve It or Shove It books, but so I won't mention those until the video's out. But I also, oh boy, this is way off. But I also finished all the Enola Holmes middle grade, and I really like them. And I think later this month, I want to get back to science fiction and fantasy, but I want to get back to that other teenage sleuth that you guys recommended last week, which I forget the name of the character, but it's a Canadian author. I know that. But I looked it up and it seemed really, really interesting too. See, you guys are making me expand beyond science fiction and fantasy. I've always liked a good cozy mystery. It's just I haven't read them in a long time. And the Enola Holmes books, it's really gotten me interested in them. Okay. Okay. Fit to be read. Glad you could make it. Oh, you gave City 5 out of. I should read that. Unfit to be read. Commonwealth of Thieves. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's so interesting that you could that it's personal for you with your ancestor arriving in the Third Fleet. Flavia Deleuze. Thank you. She's only 11 when this. Now, is that a was it written for middle grade or young readers, or is it a adult series? Just it just happens to be an 11-year-old sleuth. I haven't heard of Fugitive Telemetry. Okay, bye bye, Cappuccino. It's in 3,000. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go with the pink. And I guess get a closer look. I always say I want to go up high. I don't know if, oh shoot, got black on it. I don't know if this is going to work. Trying to blend it out a little bit. Whew. Okay, Flavia is an adult series. Good to know. Oh, Murderbot. Yeah, I want to read more Murderbots. The City by Clifford D. Simak. Oh, you copyrighted Unfit to be Read. Read all the Nebula. Yes, I saw your video on that. Actually, Fit, I think it would be fun if you had a series about Unfit to be Read, those novels that you don't recommend. Yeah, because YouTube always likes negative videos. Some of the most popular booktubers do like trash reads of books. Like Cindy, Reads with Cindy. Whenever she trashes a book, those are like hugely popular videos. But of course, those people that do those videos successfully really have a sense of humor on how to trash a book. I mean, I've tried, but I'm not good at it. I'm not really becoming a Critical Role channel, the D&D game I review, but for some reason the my last video got a lot of views, which I think maybe because of the thumbnail or the title. I don't know. I've been trying to follow recommendations on how to make your video do better with thumbnails and titles. So. But of course, one of the clips I used has some music from, I guess, a musician that Critical Role uses. So I didn't get a copyright claim. Well, I got a copyright claim, but it was like half a claim. So any revenue I make is shared with the musician who did the. Um, Probably it's less than a minute in my video, which I'm fine with. I mean, in my J.R.R. Tolkien video, of course, um, got a copyright claim because it was Amazon's. Let's see, maybe I should use it. I'm setting this with the powder. It was, a reaction to Amazon's clip, copyrighted trailer clip of Lord of the Rings. But that got an interesting conversation about, if you look at some of the comments on the videos, about the race of the actors playing elves and whatnot. I personally think it's pretty silly. But some people have strong opinions. Okay. Oh, really? Reads with Cindy. She's one of the biggest booktubers around. Yeah. And yeah, it's a self-feeding cycle, I guess. If you're really trying to make it on YouTube or whatever platform, and the videos that you do that do well are all negative, you're just going to do more negative. I mean, I find myself doing that, not with negative, but I get such good views from Critical Role that I really do want to make more of those videos, because it's always gratifying to get people to watch your videos. Okay, so pink. I'm going to go in with this Pinky Rose first. That mirror is so small. So just near this look purple. The shipwreck of the Batavia is well known. It's not known to me, that's for sure. This does look pink to you, right? Or does it look purple? Yeah, it's pink. I'm going with this other bubblegum pink. It's not showing up at all. I swear, I don't know why, but blues are the best for monochrome looks. They seem to blend better. Do I have another shade of pink anywhere? Kind of a rose. God, it doesn't look blended at all on the... Okay, I'm going to go with a darker... this raspberry. Em is here. Critical Role is. Oh, thank you, Em. Yeah, I've seen your comments. And thank you for commenting. Oh, on a biography train. Ooh. Yeah, I haven't read. When's the last time I read a biography? I know Joan Crawford wrote a biography ages ago, but she also narrated her own biography. So you can actually get a Joan Crawford audiobook in her own voice. Batavia was shipwrecked off of Australia. Oh, it was sort of like Lord of the Flies, but supercharged. Contemporary Australian about a boy who finds artifacts from the Batavia and then disappears. Ooh, that sounds cool. Sort of a thriller adventure. Okay, I'm going to go in with black. Hopefully this will deepen it up. Let's go with a small brush. Yeah, Critical Role is such a fascinating story of how D&D just sort of took off as a podcast or a live stream event. I don't think anyone would have guessed at how popular it would have become or has become, including the cast. I remember I started watching it. It wasn't when it first aired. It was maybe how many years did it last? The Vox Machina campaign. It was I want to say like 20, 30 episodes in. And I remember it was recommended to me by people I was on an online game with. The game I created, Listernia, Age of Ascension. And so I checked it out. And I was at work. And basically, I just am a desk jockey. So it was something to listen to while, you're on your computer. So I caught up right away with all the episodes. Okay, so I'm really not crazy about this pink. Mostly because I just don't feel like it's blended. Let me go to. Okay, well, we're just going to go with this. I have to decide on a middle grade book for this month. My book, Korean book holes. Huh. I know the American book holes. Yes, Lynette is our reading guru. Have you read Amatka? I haven't heard of that. Critical Role is doing a charity one shot. Oh, with Stephen Colbert. Oh, I got to see that one. The first one they did in 2019 was magical. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Maybe I'll look that one up. Oh, Stanislaw Lem book. Solaris is great, but the other Stanislaw Lem I've read are short stories, I think. The Futurological Society, is that it? Okay, I'm going to do what I did last week because I think it turned out well. And it's a pain in the butt to do, but it didn't take as long as I thought. And that is to use, to cut, before cutting the crease, to use this micellar water to remove the makeup rather than just caking on clown white. Too much on. Okay, it's one eye done. Yeah, if you want to know who's a big Tolkien scholar, it's Stephen Colbert. I mean, all that stuff we talk about of the obscure lore of Lord of the Rings. I've seen Stephen Colbert in interviews, and he is a huge Lord of the Ring trivia expert. So it doesn't surprise me that he's also a D&D fan. I mean, when I was first into Lord of the Rings, I always felt that I was sort of, well, I guess everyone feels this way, but I was like, oh, I'm the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings. But then you meet people that are really take it to the next level. Same thing if you ever go to a Star Trek convention. I'm like, I used to be convinced I was the biggest Star Trek fan ever. And then you meet some of these Trekkies or Trekkers who who just put you to shame with their knowledge of trivia. Lynette, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Pat Cadigan. That name is so familiar. Dervish and Digital, but I couldn't get into it. Pat Cadigan. You love Stephen Colbert? Yeah. Daryl Gorn, in which he is Aragorn, hotter looking twin brother. Daryl Gorn. I'm going to look up Pat Cadigan because it's annoying me that I recognize that name and I just can't place a book. Pat Cadigan, American author. Okay, Mind Players. Tea from an Empty Cup. And some anthologies. It looks like does a lot of short work, short fiction. Oh, she did an introduction to Storm Constantine, one of my favorite. Storm Constantine, if you haven't read the Rathru trilogy, or yeah, the first trilogy, she wrote a second trilogy, but the original Rathru trilogy, which is kind of a goth punk gay boy's dream fantasy, even though the characters are they don't really have a gender, but it's kind of obvious they feel male. Well, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, be that as it may, she wrote a introduction to Storm Constantine and an introduction to Mike Resnick. Okay, you know what? I don't believe I've read anything by Pat Cadigan, but it's just a name I guess I've seen appear on introductions to other people's works, or maybe I've seen them on bookshelves. I don't know. Okay, we're going to cut with some Clown White. Okay. I was like leaning. Peter Jackson stars as gratuitous of cameo. Karen Tidbeck. Yeah, it's starting to warm up here in Vegas. And if you don't know, I'm going through a house renovation, which is so stressful. But we're seeing the end in sight. Okay, so I think I'm going to go. Just put a little bit of pink. I guess by a little bit, I mean a lot on the lid. Okay, and then let's. All right, set it, and forget it. Okay, so I guess the question is, do we want to do glitter or not? A few 60 degrees day, but today it's 20. Yipes. Actually, what's the temperature out now? I mean, I'm in air conditioning. But outside, weather must be 80. I'm going to say 80. 84. 84 degrees in Las Vegas. Well, whatever. It's 84. What is it in my house? I'm feeling actually a little warm, so I'm wondering if I should. It's 77. And I have automatic thermostat adjuster. So, okay, so glitter. Should I do glitter? I know people love glitter, and I think I have a pink glitter. Let me check. Oh yeah, here it is. This is like neon pink. So let's go ahead and do some glitter. I'm going to put on some glitter glue. Okay, so I'm going to take a fluffy brush. And then I'm trying to thin it out with some white glitter. There. Okay. Okay, so glitter is done. Don't get that cold in Hobart, only a couple of nights a year, below freezing. Not snowsettled. Oh, since 1986. Wow. Yay, Mr. Aurora Suri is here. Yay. Mr. R. I'm going to call you Mr. R. It's a better thing. We have a copy of Amatka at our local library, but it's just a bit too much on the nose at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Ugh. Let's not talk about contemporary events because it's just so depressing. Let me go ahead. Okay, let's go to liner. This, and this. Oh, I don't. Oh, Amatka is Swedish? Yeah, I have to admit I don't read that much translated work. Oh, shoot. Oh, I really messed up. Let's see. trying to make the eyes match, but of course it's a losing battle. Okay. Go to the gel liner. Actually, I don't quite know what I'm going to actually film today. I mean, I'm going to do the Critical Role recap. Oh, I know what I could film. I started a series of comparing British covers versus American covers, which I still I don't know how popular that's going to be, but I filmed one video, but I haven't edited it yet, so obviously I haven't posted it yet. But it's kind of interesting how the UK and American publishers change the covers. Which sometimes it doesn't even make any sense. Well, I guess you can argue it never makes any sense, but especially when they use the same artist on the cover, and the covers look almost the same, but yet they spent that little extra money to do a little bit of a different cover design. What am I looking for? Looking for this. Okay, the eyes really aren't even, but I'm going to call them done. My book and translation plan is to read at least one book a month from a different country, so at least 12 different countries. Wow, nice. Yeah, British first. It's interesting seeing them side by side. Yep. Oh, yeah, I hadn't even thought of that, the changes in titles. Yeah. I mean, the obvious one is, of course, the Harry Potter one, but. Okay, so let me fix this blush. And I guess I should do some highlighter. Oh, this is too dark. If you haven't seen, this is my Hunger Games highlighter. And I think we're done. Let's move on to the lippies. Oh, my lip brush. Kayla, glad you made it. Agatha Christie. Oh, yeah. We know that one, the 12 Little um, Death of Grass, No Blade of Grass. Huh. Well, thank you for reminding me of lashes. But first, let me do the lips before the lashes. I guess we're just doing pink. Ooh, what if I draw with the purple and fill in with pink? I guess that's okay. If you don't know, I hate doing lips. Try to ombre in. Okay, this is the lips all done in eyeshadow. I don't know if I like it. Let's put on some real lipstick. Whoops. Destroying the place. I could do pink glitter on the lips too. I don't know if that's overkill. Okay. It's the other thing. It's hard to stop futzing with. What do you think? Should I do glitter lips? Oh, Philip is a farmer. I don't read the two Hawk books. Love the no, that's Zelazny. It's going to say Amber, not Amber. What am I thinking of? Riverworld. I don't tend to like books that are extended as the original story. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, Philip say, oh, if you get them secondhand, you usually don't get never too much glitter. Okay, we're doing glitter lips. I think they're sticky enough for glitter as it is. Hmm. Okay, so we're going to be here forever. And of course, we're going to move on to eyelashes. Here. Eyelash glue. Just pulling off some of the old glue on these lashes. Trying to make them last as long as possible. Oh boy. We're almost done. Okay, so let's. Okay, so lashes are on. So I guess we're doing the pink theme. So my longer pink wig. It's up here. This is a lace front, but we're not going to glue it down. Just gonna. Ooh, zero one everywhere. There we go. Guess I could have probably have prepared the wig before. Earring. And some gloves to hide these hairy arms. How long did this take? I'm getting pretty good. I've been doing them 90 minutes the last couple times. Of course, the times when it goes to like 2 hours is I'm really freaking out and panicking and changing things. But I just barrel through 90 minutes, and it takes me about an hour beforehand to put on the base before I start streaming. Maybe 45 minutes. But so I guess total around 2 hours 15 minutes to 2 hours 30 minutes to actually get fully into drag. If you're wondering. Let me put on a bracelet. Oh, and I have a pink ring. Oh, I read the first 2 Riverworld books, but I lost interest during the 3rd book. It's been a long time since I've read them, but I recall liking them all. But everyone's mileage varies, as they say. Oh, so this is a wig. Pink and gray. Oh, maybe I should have done the gray. Oh, thank you, Lori. My Will Ferrell headpiece. Thank you, Britta. Yes, everyone, please have a good weekend. This is the final look. As I've said, I went with all a monochromatic pink look with glitter lips and glitter eyelids and pink. And actually, now that I'm looking at it on screen, I think it does look a little more blended than I was afraid wasn't going to show up. But it shows up, so I'm happy. I will hopefully see you again next week. As I said, I'm in the middle of a home renovation, and at some point, I'm going to have to take a couple weeks off. I don't think it's going to be next weekend, but I'll put a comment on the YouTube channel when I know for sure. But as always, hope to see you next week. Thank you for coming, and as always, may all the books you read be blessed.